Hi friends, how are you? It's such a pleasure, friends, talking to you and having a glimpse of your young minds. Friends, last time we spoke about some important monuments of India. And friends, the way you have responded to the discussion has really given us wings to fly. We are really encouraged by your response. How these monuments, as we spoke last time, represent our civilization, our culture, the stories behind them, and friends, the toil and sweat and the artistic ability of those who made these monuments. In the same vein, friends, we will discuss about some more monuments of India today. Jaisalmer Fort. It's a poetry. You'll be surprised why I am saying so. Two reasons, friend. Jaisalmer is a desert, and this fort is made in such a way that it seems that it has risen from the desert and has merged with the golden hue. Just try to visualize, friends, the beauty of this fort. Jaisalmer is a desert. The desert has a golden hue, and this fort is built in such an architecture, is so marvelous that it appears that it has risen from the desert and merges with it. That is the first aspect of this fort, friend. Second aspect, friend, is a movie that is Konark Sun, made by Satyajit Ray in 1974. He had written the same mystery novel. In this movie, friends, you must have heard about it. Many of you also must have watched it. If not, please do so. Mukul, the young boy, would always talk about a fort, a Konark Sun, a golden fort. And friends, ultimately it was found that it is the same Jaisalmer Fort that this boy was looking for. So this is the magic of this monument, apart from its architectural marvel. It was built in 1156 by Rawal Jaisal the king. Friends, this fort is 250 feet long, high, 250 feet high. Imagine. And it is protected by a 30 feet long wall. And it has 99 bastions. There is one more very, very interesting aspect about this fort, the Jaisalmer Fort. Friends, it is a living fort. It is called the largest living fort in the world. Living fort? A fort living now in this 21st century? Yes, friends. In this fort, there's still 4,000 to 5,000 inhabitants who are still living in this fort. So it's so interesting, when you are visiting this fort, you find it is lined up with residential quarters, pubs. It has eateries. It's a small miniature town. And imagine, friends, this fort was meant for people's inhabitation. And friends, architecturally, it has very intricate carvings and latticed stonework in typical Rajasthani style, which is known as jali. So friends, this fort is a fort where beauty, story, architecture, and normal living, they merge to make the monument that it is now. Another monument friend, very interesting, is the Charminar. Charminar in Hyderabad. You know friends, what Charminar is to Hyderabad, the Eiffel Tower is to Paris, the Big Ben is to London, and the last time we spoke about Taj Mahal in Agra, but Taj Mahal is to Agra. So Hyderabad is identified with Charminar. So much so that it is incorporated in the state's emblem of Hyderabad. That's an important aspect. Secondly, friend, this Charminar, the word char, the four, is very, very important. It represents the mathematical reasoning and geometric combination with which this monument was built. What is it, friends? Char, four. First, friend, this monument has 4 minars, that is why Charminar. These minars are divided into 4 parts. There are 4 entrances to the arch from the 4 sides of this monument. And friends, this monument was built by King Qutub Shah, who was the 4th Qutub of the Qutub dynasty. Isn't it very interesting, friends, how this monument is a melting pot of the number 4. How interesting it gets when we talk about monuments. This monument, friend, has a mosque on top of it, which is more than 400 years old, 425 years old. And it has 149 winding steps to climb atop the monument. Another very interesting fact about this monument, friend, is underneath it, there's a tunnel which connects the Charminar to another iconic monument of India, that is the Konark Fort. And the story doesn't end here, friends, about this monument. This monument is again surrounded by a bustling, buzzing market, full of buzz, full of crowd, full of life, full of energy. This is surrounded by a market which is called the Lard Market or Chudi Bazaar. This is principally, friends, a market of bangles, where bangles of all shapes, colors are sold. And people are thronged to this market to buy bangles. It's such a fantastic scene, friends, when you go to this market. Here people also demonstrate how these bangles are made. It has good eateries, interesting eateries around it. And also, friends, lovely fragrances are sold here. And it is a thing of beauty to see these bottles of the fragrances stacked in these shops where these fragrances are sold. Just like, friends, Jaisalmer Fort, just imagine, visualize how this monument has evolved and developed and has become one with the people of that city and of the people, of the tourists who visit it. A single monument captures such multiple marvels. And friend, lastly, this also reminds, why was this fort built? Friends, guess. They say it was built to celebrate the end of plague in the city in those days. It also, friends, reminds us of human beings, of our fight against disease, successful fight against disease. So these are the stories behind monuments, friends. They are not mere structures of stone, cement, and carvings. They are more than that. Next monument, friend. Another beautiful, lovely monument. The Konark Temple in Konark city of Odisha. Konark. What is the meaning of Konark? Kona, friends, corner, and Orko means sun. This is a temple which celebrates sun god. It was built by the king Narasimha in Odisha. And friends, it is one of the finest display of Odisha architecture of the state of Odisha, which is called the Kalinga architecture. Now, the real magic of this monument, friend. Just try to visualize. This monument is designed as a chariot. It has 12 pair of wheels. The chariot will have. And each of these wheels has 24 spokes. 24 spokes, friends. Just imagine there's a chariot with 12 wheels on both sides with spokes surrounding it. These spokes, friends, these spokes in the wheels 24, they represent 24 hours of the day. Isn't it fabulous, friends? And there are 7 horses pulling this chariot. These horses were the chariot of the sun god was pulled by these horses. The same thing has been depicted here. Just try to visualize, friends. And there are such lovely, intricate carvings around this. Carvings of day-to-day life, flowers, leaves, people talking to each other. If you see the carvings here, as if the whole life of humanity has descended down on this chariot, on this monument, on this lovely, beautiful, poetic temple. It is, friends, made of dark stone. That's why it is also called Black Pagoda. So this is the beauty of Konark Temple, friends. And they say that the time that it is shown in this temple, the time that is displayed, this 24 hours and 24 spokes, is the exact time that is at that point in time. Isn't it beautiful, friend? Just try to imagine a chariot made of black stone representing the sun god, his chariot, his horses, and the timelessness of our lives. Time, 24 hours a day. It has descended down into this temple. Another monument, friends, the Gateway of India in Mumbai. The Gateway of India. You must have seen it in pictures, or you might have visited it also. This is again a story behind it. The triumph of us Indians over the British. Friends, it's a colonial structure. It's a gate which was, the construction for which was started in 1911 to commemorate the arrival of King George V, the British King George V, and Queen Mary. And ever since, the gate was used to welcome the high British dignitaries when India was under the British rule. Again, it has a lovely courtyard in front of this the gate. There are people There are families, children, vendors, the whole normal day-to-day life as if it has come down to reside here. There is the sea in the background, the Arabian Sea in the background. Just imagine again the harmony in this monument, friends. But the most important aspect, friends, of this monument, what it is, you tell me? It was started. The reason for this building was to welcome British dignitaries to Mumbai through this gate. But this gate also symbolizes the culmination of our great freedom struggle. Friends, in 1948, the last of the British troops departed India through this gate. Just try to connect the beginning of this monument in 1911 and the departure of the British troops in 1948. Apart from being a marvelous work of architecture, friends, this also is the story of our freedom struggle. It's a mix of the colonial period and the very, very beloved, our own Indian period. So friends, if you see, this is the magic of monuments. And when you see or read or follow a monument, please don't merely see it as what it appears to you, apparently, a structure. Of course, it is a marvelous structure, but there is a lot of stories, lot to gather from inside of these monuments and the surroundings. And friends, because these monuments are so profound, it is our duty to protect them, to love them as our beloved property, as our beloved belonging, as if it belongs to us, all of us. You know, friends, they propel, they support the economy, they're the engines of growth. All these monuments, friends, that we discussed, and all the other monuments, thousands and thousands and millions of people from all over the world, they come to visit. How much of money we earn, friends, the country earns because of this. These monuments give so much of employment. And they also protect and represent our history, culture and civilization. Please remember this, friends. Thank you, friends. As always, such a pleasure talking to you all. We will come again with other topics. And please, as we keep requesting you, suggest us topics that you would like us to share with you, discuss with you. Bye-bye, friends. Thank you. Stay well, stay happy.